Faster than a speeding bullet, Bullet Boletsky ran all over Miami's last opponent. The Pirates are off to a 3-1 start. Division rival Charlotte comes to town next to try and figure out the Pirates' puzzle. The Portland Huskies have been up and down this season, but when they're up, they've been special. Will they be special enough in front of their home fans against unbeaten Cincinnati? And the Chicago Dragons are 0-3, losing all three games by just a field goal. Fresno is coming off an overtime loss to Cleveland. Which team helps the heartache with a nice, juicy W? Well then, all that and more will be decided right here tonight in the virtual zone. It's football night, or it's game night in virtual America. Golly, just one missed button can ruin everything. Week 5 continues next. Sit back and enjoy the glory of 3 times the football. Last 90 minutes of UFL action starts now. I am your flustered and very bright co-host. My goodness, I'm never going to get used to this whole time zone change thing, whatever, but my gosh, we'll work on that and more as we get going here on game night. It doesn't matter how much you prep for things just sometimes don't work out quite right, and that has been the experience of the Chicago Dragons in the lower right-hand corner. 0-3, 3 losses by a total of 9 points. Cincinnati, on the flip side, has won some games down the stretch. They are 4-0. They are our lone unbeaten on the night. And Miami is 3-1 at the top of the Atlantic Division. Everybody's giving me crap in the chat. Welcome back. Ron Haynes is here, his first game in the UFL tonight. He wears number 47 at corner for the Miami Pirates and is active and on the roster tonight. Miami's in the teal helmets and tops with the white bottoms. Charlotte in the gold, gold. John Clements is airing it long on 3rd down and 9 to start, and that pass is underthrown into double coverage and incomplete. Not the start the Royals would have wanted there. Mac Chima on a 3rd down and 6. Going to cut it back upfield and pick up the first down. So the drive will continue to Cincinnati. Look at some of the offenses. Our audio tonight starts in Miami, where Bullet Boletsky had 31 rushing attempts last week against the New York Lightning. That's second most in a UFL game this season. Cardiac Squid takes the handoff for Fresno, but not much there as they try to get up past the 50. And that very daunting Miami Pirate offense taking the field for the first time today at the 24 after a quick 3-and-out from Charlotte. Mac Chima on a play fake. Great block pickup by the back, and Chima able to deliver for 10 yards as Rob Crone's first pass is incomplete. Rob Crone this season leading the league in, actually, after the stats updated, it's Cameron Duty of Dallas, who you'll see in primetime coming up tonight, leading the league in completion percentage, about 81%. Crone is second at 77.2%. Chad Powers gets Fresno into Chicago territory at the 32-yard line. They are the team that is closest to scoring position, so we'll go to Chicago now as we monitor Cincinnati's opening drive, which has also crossed the 50. Chima's pass is complete out there to, I believe, T. Roy Gaines for 4 yards. That is his second catch now for 14 yards on the night for Gaines. 11 touchdowns, no interceptions for Rob Crone and this Miami Pirate offense. That is something spectacular, and Terrell Cooper is open for a first down for Miami, a 24-yard pickup. Cooper's first catch of the day. Fresno's got the ball at the Chicago 28-yard line. Chicago in their light blue today, white helmets and pants. Cardiac Squid almost had that ball taken away from him and then broke a tackle to get Fresno in the red zone on their opening possession. So a good start for the Bobcats, coming off a 19-13 overtime loss to the Cleveland Bandits, who you also see in primetime this evening. Bullet Boletsky on his first carry. A lot of space to the outside. A pickup of 21 yards. Boletsky picks up where he left off in that victory over New York. Michael Turillo and John Warren on that call of UFL Primetime later tonight. Dallas and Cleveland, two contenders in the East. Chad Powers floats one back in the end zone, and it is held onto. Touchdown, Tom Rahman. That might be his best catch of the season. Rahman in the back of the end zone. I couldn't believe that he had enough space to get there. And there's the feet. Holds on to the football. Wow, what a touchdown for Fresno on their opening possession with 7:51 to go in the first quarter. And it's the Bobcats with our first score of the night to make it 7-0. Cincinnati just outside of the red zone. Miami just outside of the red zone. Let's go to Florida, where the handoff is to Boletsky, and he loses a lot of yardage. It's going to be 3rd down and long after that loss of 3 to Portland, where Matt Chima is delivering inside the 10, down to the 5, down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the unbeaten Vultures. T-Roy Gaines' 3rd catch of the opening drive. That is 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Nate Hall, you are good to go. I did not put it in general chat. My apologies, but I did get your player updated throughout our systems today. Well, not the player ratings page, but here in the game. You are all set, my friend. The pass from Rob Crone is knocked away out of bounds, so it's 4th down and 11. This is Al Ingram III taking the handoff for Cincinnati. He is unable to get in, and it brings up 2nd down and goal. Ayadelli knocks that away for Charlotte. 6:13 left, and Mac Chima on a read option gets planted in the backfield. That is unclaimed defensive tackle Sharif Manning. And Manning has been a pretty big force on this Portland defense thus far. Third and goal for Cincinnati after the extra point for Miami is good. Logan Foster delivers on a 1st and 10 down to the Fresno 36-yard line. A pickup of 27 yards and a 1st down. Matt Chima, 3rd down and goal. Delivers, and T-Roy Gaines is in the end zone for a touchdown. Gaines' 4th catch on Cincinnati's opening drive that takes over half the quarter off the clock, and the Vultures take an early 7-0 lead. So all of the favorites tonight have early leads. Miami a 5.5-point favorite, up 3-0. Cincinnati a 6.5-point road favorite, up 6-0 with the extra point pending. Chicago is into the red zone. They are 3.5-point dogs. Fresno leads them 7-0, but Logan Foster is leading the Dragons impressively down the field on their opening possession. What's up, Bullet? Miles predicting 8 catches for 123 yards and a touchdown in primetime tonight for Rashad Lockley. All right, let's go to Chicago, where we've got a 1st and 10 in the red zone for Foster and the Dragons on a draw play. Gets 7 yards. That is Preston on the carry. Both of Chicago's backs are unclaimed. Lamelico Smith and Preston, what is his first name? Corey Preston, both available on the Chicago offense. Play fake from Foster, and Foster dumps it over the middle. Is that enough for a 1st down? We'll have to see after the players are introduced. Let's go back to Miami, where Charlotte is facing a 3rd down and 9. Remember, they went 3 and out quickly on their opening possession, as Blackman has a completion to the 42, Portland's quarterback. Clements on this 3rd down and 9 is airing it down the field, and James Cooley essentially had to play defender. John Clements off to an 0-for-3 start, and Charlotte has gone back-to-back 3-and-outs to start the game. Foster dumps that one short on 3rd down and inches, so they did not have the first down, but now they do to the 6-yard line. That's unclaimed receiver Abrayo Mebane. That was Ron Haynes on the deflection, and James Cooley literally face guarding him to prevent Haynes from getting his first career interception. Once we get out of the red zone here, we'll talk about what these teams improved upon since their last meeting, or since their last ball game here. Handoff. That is Smith, and that's a touchdown, Chicago. Lameek, check that. That is Corey Preston. Corey Preston with the touchdown for the Dragons, makes that 7-6. Rob Crone is thrown down, and Emmanuel Blackman is near a first down for Portland as they try to answer Cincinnati's touchdown. So Fresno and Chicago score on their opening possessions with 4:22 to go in that first quarter. That extra point is up and good, and we're all tied at 7 and all out of the red zone. I believe Portland is the closest team to scoring position at midfield. So Portland this week was given some interesting options, but what the Huskies ended up doing was saying, look, oh, wait, hold on just a minute. Buck Wild for Miami gets loose, and it's down the sideline and will score. Miami's offense, ever dynamic, has a touchdown to Buck Wild, the 12th touchdown of Rob Crone's season, and Charlotte's defender just whiffed. Buck Wild's 3rd receiving touchdown of the season, and that's not his first deep shot this year. He had a 69-yard touchdown earlier this season. Also Rob Crone's longest pass. That one, I'd have to check where the play started, but that may have eclipsed it. And Miami has 9 points up on the board before Charlotte even has points or passing yards. That was, I believe, a 79. Oh, we'll get the 84 yards for Rob Crone. So that might just be. We're going to look at the real-time record book here. Longest pass, 91 yards, but 84 is the second longest pass of the UFL season. That belongs to Rob Crone, Buck Wild, and the Miami Pirates, who are up 10-0. All right, back to the improvements teams were making. So Portland, essentially said, look, our defense isn't the best. We'd like to scheme them up, but honestly, if we're going to win games, I think our best shot is a shootout. And Portland sort of doubled down on their offensive weapons this week, looking for big games out of Emmanuel Blackman, Eric Guger, and the unclaimed wide receiver 1, Davian Fort. Fresno, off that overtime loss to Cleveland, wanted to make sure that they attacked the field more vertically, less screens. They had a screen get blown up in overtime of that game that caused a fumble and resulted in a turnover as John Clemens' pass is hauled in, his first completion of the night. That is Ianojo Abaratsibo for 12 yards. Mac Chima decked on a play action. That's Sanders with the sack. 3rd and 17 coming up for Cincinnati as we wind to the end of that first quarter. Chicago kept things status quo this week after 3 straight losses by a field goal. And for Charlotte, they just wanted to optimize the passing game. Just a little bit out of sorts. So they offered to go, or what am I trying to say? They ended up going, still can't think of the word. They ended up going with just a blanket overview of the pass game to make sure that the route trees were good to go and situated to their players' skill sets. John Clements takes off and run for a couple yards. they opted to go with. That's what I was going for. Fresno's got to punt the football. Chicago's going to get it on the 30. Cincinnati is punting the football. Let's go to Miami, where Charlotte has a 3rd down and 7. They're starting to put some pieces together offensively on their 3rd possession. Clements' pass is caught underneath to James Cooley for a 1st down. Pickup of 12 into Miami territory. There goes Eric Guger with a big run for Portland, 14 yards, and a Husky 1st down. Of course, Cincinnati and Miami, the 2 winners on game night from last week, so no adjustments coming to them. The Vultures, one of 4 unbeaten teams in the UFL, and impressive that they have done so as Portland and Cincinnati hit to the end of the 1st quarter. Cincinnati, Wichita, who won last night in primetime, Rochester, who has not played this week, and then Dallas, who plays later on tonight in primetime as Logan Foster goes down, sacked by Mills. That'll set up a 3rd down and 18 for Chicago. Pass underneath is complete to the 39-yard line. And a deep shot down the field for Charlotte inside the red zone. The Royals, unclaimed tight end Dylan Boone getting loose on a double move. Charlotte's offense getting things matriculating. Inside the 20, Logan Foster's launching one for Chicago. That one is knocked away. But a pretty good shot there from Foster. Had one-on-one down the field. Could not squeeze it. 4th down for the Dragons. They'll have to punt it away. In the red zone, Chris Curtis takes the handoff and got down to the 1-yard line. And an interception for Brady, Nathan Brady. The 4th, I believe. My Roman numerals are correct. Just picks that ball off as he was looking for Guger on the sideline. Linebacker on running back, and the linebacker wins that one. 2nd down and inches. Watts gets his 1st carry for Charlotte and is driven backwards at the 3-yard line. Watts, the power back, coming in, trying to punch Charlotte into the end zone. Rob Ems is in the house. Hand off, Al Ingram III around the side for Cincinnati, breaking a tackle. Al Ingram down to the 22-yard line. Back-to-back big plays for Cincinnati, averaging 13 yards after contact. 3rd down and goal. Clements on a read option. He is thrown backwards, and Miami will get a red zone stop. 2nd tackle for loss for the linebacker Etuk. And Clements, if he would have handed it off, no matter what he did, that was going to end in misery for Charlotte. So 1st down for Cincinnati at the 22. Royals will kick the field goal. Cincinnati trying to add to their lead, but that pass from Chima's incomplete. Chad Powers is going to be taken down on 3rd down and 6. That is unclaimed defensive end Brandon Parker. Chicago's defense gets a stop to end the 1st quarter. Charlotte's field goal is good. 10-3 Miami. Ingram III gets Cincinnati into the red zone. Al Ingram saying he needed that run. I agree. Had that monster run week 1 against Austin, but has been a little quiet since. But now Cincinnati's got the ball at the 17-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Chima lofting, has an open receiver, and they say it's caught in the back of the end zone. Warren Murray tapping the toes. We desperately need another look at that one. I thought maybe I saw one. Did he get the 2nd? Oh, that's not our best angle. Here we go. Pylon cam, lower left. 1, 2, he slid. Oh my goodness, what a catch from Murray. Dragging the 2nd foot on his way out of the back of the end zone And that is one of the reasons why the Cincinnati Vultures are 4-0 to start the season. They're going to review that, and rightfully so. That is one of our closest reviews of the season. Watch the left. I couldn't get a look, but we got the best look from the pylon cam. I think that's going to stand. All right, while they're looking over that, let's go back to Miami. And it is going to stand. So Cincinnati has jumped out to a 13-0 lead over Portland. Chicago hanging tough with Fresno. Catch of the Night award from Michael Turillo. Our first trivia question of the night, or first chance at points. We're going to go -5 drop here, and it'll be who gets our next touchdown of the night. Nobody is across the 50. Who is going to score our next touchdown this evening? Put your answers in the chat, and the lucky winner could be you.
Ready? 60 outlaw. 59. Mike to 59. Danny.
Cincinnati's kick is away. Rob Crone getting back to work for Miami's offense, and that ball popped out of the hands of Buck Wild. Crone, a wacky stat, 3 of 6 for 115 yards and a touchdown. Fresno nearly across the 50. Terrell Cooper just sending me an extremely long suggestion message during production. I can't wait to read it, man. I appreciate the feedback. And hopefully you are watching your game right now. 3rd down and 1 for Miami. 11:25 to go in the first half. And the handoff goes to Beletsky. He's got a first down. Chicago is punting again. And it is going to be stopped at the 4-yard line. First down for Fresno, deep in their own territory. Still in a tie ball game at the beautiful stadium in Chicago, Illinois today. Not any big-time weather. I hope everybody is safe after all of the destructive tornadoes that ripped across the country last night. I was actually working at 2:30 in the morning watching the storms roll into Nashville last night. Very scary situation, and hope you and your loved ones are okay across the country. Today, we have pretty great weather across the UFL games. As that pass from Blackman falls incomplete, 2nd down and 10. Chicago is nearing a safety, lower right-hand corner of your screen. Hand off to Beletsky on 2nd and 1. I don't think he got it. 7 carries for 35 yards, and it will be 3rd down. There goes Eric Guger to the right side for Portland down to the 22-yard line, and Cardiac Squid will get the 2nd down and long carry to try to get Fresno some more space. Oh, and on 3rd down and 1, Charlotte jumps offside. Jack Bates, the culprit. Charlotte had a face mask penalty in their last game that cost them the game. It put Montana into field position.
On the ready.
Field goal range, I should say. And that allowed Montana to kick the game-winning field goal. Rob Crone deep down the field. That pass is caught. Miami into the red zone. Terrell Cooper has a first down to the 15-yard line. 51 yards on 2 catches. We keep track of penalties here in the UFL as well, and Charlotte actually leads the league in penalties and with 10 for 127 yards. Only Cincinnati has more penalty yardage, 132 so far this season. First down and 10 for Miami, into the red zone, trying to extend their lead. Beletsky runs into one of the best defenders in the UFL, Ralph Leopold. Portland's pass into the end zone is caught. Touchdown, Huskies. That is the next team to score a touchdown here, and that is Davian Fort, who makes the grab for Portland. And before I check to see who got the guesses correct, it'll be the second person who guessed Portland correct who will get that drop. That is in over the head of 2 Cincinnati Vulture defenders, and Davian Fort, who got boosted this week, makes the catch for the score, and Portland's on the board. 3rd down and 4, dump off Buck Wild. I think that's short for Miami. It'll bring up 4th and 2 in decision time for them. The extra point is good for Portland. It's 14-7. Ernest McCray was first to guess Portland. No one else. Well, when did Nathan Hall guess Portland? 6:27. Nathan, did you get that in before? All right, help me out in the chat, everybody. Did Nathan Hall put Portland before Portland scored? If he did, he'll get it. And if he doesn't, then we got to give it to Ernest McCray. Let me know in the chat. Is he trying to pull a fast one on me? After. Okay. All right, Ernest, that's yours. the -5 drop goes to Ernest McCray, Dynamite McCray, and Dynamite McCray and Junior McCray, and the St. Louis Rivermen. Excited to see them back out on the field. Chicago is into the red zone, and Miami's red zone trip ends in a field goal. So we'll go with our audio to Chicago with 6 minutes to go in the first half as Preston off and running again. The Dragons' run game looks pretty good today against the Bobcats. They'll try to take the lead. Mac Chima's got a completion, then a fumble. Logan Foster's pass caught down to the 4. Portland has recovered the fumble. Sanders with the fumble recovery. Let's see exactly what happened here. Gaines turns around. Did the ball come out before Gaines was down? And was he laying on top of defenders? I think that is going to be overturned. We'll check the review. 21st offensive play of the half for Chicago. 2nd down and goal at the 4. Play fake, Foster. Check down, trying to turn the corner, and there's nothing there. And we are going to get a review. Gaines, yeah, I think he's down quite a... Man, he got absolutely sandwiched, though. Looks down, the ball comes out right about there. And I think that call is going to be overturned. Meanwhile, Charlotte is trying to move down the field, but Clements actually sacked back at his own 42-yard line. Chris Curtis whiffs on the block attempt. Cincinnati does get the ball back. They do overturn it. Now Ingram III is off and running again. He's got 73 yards on his first 11 carries. 3rd down and goal at the 7 for Fresno. As Foster fires into the end zone, incomplete. And it looks like Fresno will get the field goal stop. 3rd down and 10 at the 50 in Miami. We'll go there. An offside on Miami, or no, a false start on Charlotte. So more penalties and penalty yardage for the Royals. As that is a beautiful ball from Mac Chima all the way down to the 24-yard line. I thought Chima was going to get sacked. He gets it to the speedy, unclaimed Mac Green. Look at Chima. How did he see Green? One of the smallest receivers in the league down the field. James Cooley and the Charlotte Royals offense is in scoring position. Chicago's field goal is good. They take a 10-7 lead with 4:35 to go in the first half. Clements is sacked again. And I think Chris Curtis missed another block. He is getting roasted by Miami's pressure. Well, no, you can't put that one on Curtis. Although he tried to, it looked like he tried to double back there. But Walker was unblocked. Charlotte's offensive line's been missing some assignments here early on in this ball game. Ernest, by the way, you can let me know that -5 drop in a DM. Keep that private as the Royals have the ball to the 17-yard line. Clements has now completed 7 straight passes after an 0-3 start. Cincinnati is nearing the red zone with 3:10 to go in the first half. If you missed scores from last night, we've got them for you. Or from Tuesday night, I should say. Chima goes down for the sack. That was 3rd down. Chima gets up and gives Manning a punch. That Cincinnati drive is going to end. Chad Powers all day to throw for Fresno, and eventually he just tries to stick that through a double team, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 8. Charlotte's now in the red zone. 2nd and 2 at the 9-yard line. 2 in the backfield for Clements. And another play fake from Clements. It is another sack. The 4th sack of Miami's first half. And I think all of them have come on play action where no one is blocking the blitzing linebacker. That looked like the right tackle just whiffing.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Fresno's got a punt again. Chicago's defense has been really good here in this second quarter. 3rd down and 9 for Charlotte. Clements pass, just a little check down. And that's how the drive will end for the Royals. They'll have to kick a field goal, but still another productive offensive drive for the Royals to keep them in it. Field goal is up and good. 13-6. Miami is up by 7. Let's go back to Chicago, where the Dragons are the closest to field scoring position. Eric Guger down the sideline. Boy, my mouth is really hurting me today. Long run from Guger, though, has Portland set up in good territory. We got, let's go back to Portland after that Guger run. The Huskies are across the 50-yard line, and a nice screen to the outside gets a first down to the Cincinnati 35. That's a pickup of 12 yards. That's Conley's second catch. Bullet Beletsky today, 9 carries for 40 yards. Another solid performance for Beletsky here in the first half. Foster swings it out to Smith out of the backfield. And Rob Crone has hit Tiberius Bovine Jr. for a first down. First time we've gotten to say his name today. 2-minute warning in Chicago, and that brings us to defensive shout-outs. Shout out to all the defensive players playing today. Joseph Alexis, Ralph Leopold, Don Johnson, and the good old punter for Charlotte, Jimmy Smith. For Miami, it's Rip Cubey. Is it Cubey or Cubby? Let me know, Rob. I can never keep it straight. Dexter Murdoch, Robert Crone, Ron Haynes, Grant Hardaway, and their kicker, John Smith. So you have Jimmy Smith in Charlotte, John Smith in Miami today. As Blackman's pass has floated miraculously down to the 1-yard line to Conley. That was an absolutely beautiful drop in the bucket pass from Emmanuel Blackman. Portland has come alive in the second quarter. I mean, look at the perfect placement there. Another big run for Chicago up to the Fresno 39-yard line, 1:28 to go in that first half. Now first down and goal for Portland at the 1. They hand it off to Guger. He's into the end zone. Portland has scored 13 unanswered on the Vultures here in the second quarter. Back to defenders playing in today's game. Nathan Brady IV, Robert Brady Jr., Naisha Ingram, Brian Bleeker for Cincinnati. Actually, Bleeker, another kicker, playing today. In Chicago, it's Ontario Knight. In Fresno, Ryan Proster and Brooke O'Neill in that Fresno secondary. Logan Foster, 11 for 18 for 107 yards to start. And actually, Cincinnati did get a field goal here in this quarter, so it's not 14 unanswered for Portland, but the Vultures lead cut to 3 with 1:12 to go in the first half. Rick Hubie got it. So I wasn't wrong either time, or right either time. Maybe I was. I don't know. Miami and Rip Hubie has his Pirates down to the 28-yard line as Chicago went for a near end zone shot. 40 seconds left, all 3 timeouts there. Minute 12 seconds left, all 3 timeouts for Cincinnati. And let's go to Chicago where the Dragons are threatening. Foster checked down to about the 20, and the Dragons will burn their first timeout with 34 seconds to go. .106 left for Miami. They are also in 2-minute offense at the moment. And Rob Crone doesn't take off very often. He slides down to the 24-yard line, 56 seconds there. All 3 of our games, very similar times, and all 3 of our games are 1-score games so far. Foster down inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line. Timeout Chicago. 28 seconds left. Crone's pass. I think the receiver was out of bounds. That's going to be a loss of down. We'll bring up 3rd down and 5. That's DeMonte Hill, who was the intended target. 45 seconds to go for Cincinnati. They run a draw on 2nd and 4, and we'll burn a timeout. Tried to catch Portland off guard. 28 seconds left. Can Chicago punch it in? Fullback dive. It's a score for Chicago. The Dragons keep it interesting. Give the fullback a score. How about the winless Dragons, now up 16-7, trying to shake off 3 straight close losses to begin the campaign. Cincinnati up past the 50, Green shaking and baking. Now the Vultures down to 1 timeout. And Chicago near flawless 2-minute execution there. Scores with 26 seconds to go. Now Miami with 2 timeouts over the middle. That's caught. They call their 2nd timeout. 29 seconds left for the Pirates. If they throw it into the middle of the field, it'll be a 10-second runoff. There are no spikes in the UFL. But they'll still be able to get 1 more playoff in the field of play if that is the case. 30 seconds to go for Cincinnati. They are down to 1 timeout and are in a similar boat as Miami at the moment. Crone to throw. Fires sideline. That pass is complete. That stops the clock. With 25 seconds left, it's 3rd down and inches. Mac Chima with 28 seconds to go before the half. Throws that into a crowd. 3rd and 10 for Cincinnati. 3rd and inches for Miami. Crone, 22 seconds left. Fires, end zone. Pass is incomplete. Now it's 4th and inches for Miami, and decision time on whether or not they go for it. Chima on a 3rd down and 10 elects to just take the check down, and Al Ingram III dropped it. Murphy with the swat away for Charlotte. And Miami's going to elect to just take the points here. They have not given up a touchdown today. This would put them up 10, and it does put them up 10. Miami's up 16-6. Cincinnati punting this away. Portland will have 15 seconds and 3 timeouts if they choose to get aggressive. Chad Powers is sacked just before the half, and Portland will hand it off to Eric Guger. And, you know, I think we need to we've made adjustments to this already in the code, but you could see when you get a touchback off a punt, if the give-up zone is the 20-yard line or earlier, Portland's going to just run the half out, but because the run gets beyond the 20, then they call the timeout, and they look to push the ball down the field. So we need to adjust that to be the 19 or less so that every offense has the best shot of getting something done down the field. Emmanuel Blackman, not Eric Guger, Emmanuel Blackman with the carry. That runs out the first half. And it's the Vultures up 17-14, the end of the first half in Chicago, and it's the Dragons up on the Bobcats 17-7. 15 seconds left in Miami as James Cooley's got Charlotte a first down. 12 seconds left, 2 timeouts still left for the Royals.
Ready. 50. Here we go, team. Here I come.
First down for Clements. Gets rid of it. Now 7 seconds left. 10 of 14 for 155 yards. But that was Clements' first incompletion since the second drive of the first half. Can Clements somehow get him into field goal range with under 7 left? He'll fire it to the sideline. It's incomplete. Now there's 3 seconds left, and it's third down.
Come on, set.
See the final play of the first half in Miami. Clements incomplete, and he started the half with 3 incompletions. He ends the half with 3 incompletions with 10 completions in between. Logan Foster is going to deliver for a first down, and let's pause for league rights.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
We start the second half in Portland, where the Huskies have the ball up to the 31-yard line. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. The lighting still not great. I promise I have complexion. It's tough during the day. I gotta admit, it's much tougher to light this room properly during the day. But we do our best shot here at VFN headquarters. We've got 3 pretty good games going on right now. 10 points is the largest margin of victory at the moment. That's Fort with that last catch for Portland. I hope everybody is doing well out there, and we appreciate your viewership. We've got a busy day here on the Virtual Football Network. We've got UFL Primetime coming up tonight with Michael Turillo, John Warren on the call. Dallas and Cleveland as the Dallas Talons try to stay unbeaten coming off a bye. We also have the SFLM playoffs going on, the second leg of the semifinals tonight. And then we have a pair of SFL games tomorrow, 4 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday, and the UFL is back in action on Monday night as Week 5 continues. Rob Crone going to air it out deep, and he's got a man. It's underthrown and incomplete. Wow, Rob Crone missed an opportunity there because he had a receiver that had beaten everybody down the field. But still, no interceptions for Crone on the season. Third down and 3 for Emmanuel Blackman and the Huskies. Blackman checks it down to the 42-yard line of Cincinnati. It is the Huskies here to start the half, who are on fire. Cooper with another catch for Miami. Foster takes a low snap, another delayed handoff for Chicago on a 3rd down and 4. And Smith is not going to pick it up. 4th and 3. I think Fresno may have just gotten their first stop of the second half. Eric Guger takes the handoff for Portland and gets his legs taken out from under him. And I believe that Charlotte is challenging this catch from Terrell Cooper. I think he's got it. Chicago will kick it away. This one could end up inside the 5 again, and it will. Second drive for Fresno tonight, where they will start at their 4-yard line. Blackman hands it off, and that was Sanders with his first carry, but it loses a yard. McDade, the unclaimed defensive end, in the backfield for Cincinnati. Charlotte does lose a timeout, and here in the second half, losing a timeout down 10 could be problematic for the Royals. Powers just gets rid of that before safety, and Rob Crone's got a completion for a first down to the Charlotte 43-yard line. On 3rd and long, Blackman throws just his 4th incompletion of the day, and it looks like Portland's opening drive is going to fizzle. Cardiac Squid's been pretty quiet for Fresno. There's his updated numbers, 12 for 28. And let's get to some more excitement. Miami is across the 50 to Charlotte's 43-yard line. Chicago bringing the heat. Drops Squid for a loss. Crone over the middle. That is held on to. Terrell Cooper's having a heck of a day. 302 total yards now for Miami. And Cooper's got 75 yards on 4 grabs. They pitch it to Squid, get him in the open field. Not much there either. Fresno's run game getting halted today. Warren Murray with the last catch for Cincinnati, 3 for 40 and a touchdown today. Total yards in that game, Portland leads Cincinnati 236 to 207. Powers has the first down for Fresno, and Chima has the first down for Cincinnati.
Defense all day. Let's get it.
.650 to go in the third quarter. Draw. Al Ingram the third. 81 yards on 14 carries so far, picks up 3. Dog Nation, appreciate it, and welcome back. Cincinnati 4-0, Portland 2-2 this season, Charlotte 1-3, Miami 3-1, Fresno 2-2, and Chicago 0-3 off an early season bye. Rob Crone down the middle, almost his first pick of the season. And that'll bring up 4th down, and another Miami drive is going to end in just 3 points. Charlotte's defense kind of keeping the Royals in it right now. Your next trivia question of the night is coming up for a +5 boost. Cincinnati's punt is going to be downed at the 4-yard line. Excellent job by the Vultures. All right, for a +5 boost, how many teams so far this UFL season are undefeated at home? How many teams so far this season are undefeated at home? Winner gets a +5 boost. Portland starts deep in their own territory. Uh-oh, Cougar's in trouble. It's a safety. He got tripped up on his own lineman and fell into the end zone. We got to get another look at that replay. We're not going to get another look, so Cincinnati gets a safety. And Chris Curtis has his best run in quite some time. But wow, it looked like Cougar just kind of tripped over, stumbled against his own lineman. That is a huge 2 points there for the Vultures, and they get the football back with 5:51 to go. You know, folks, UFL.football is your friend when we ask stat-related questions on the season. How many teams this season are currently undefeated at home? Handoff, Al Ingram III again getting free, 90 yards on 15 carries. Chicago's got the ball back, up 10, and Logan Foster gets clotheslined. Mills with his second sack.
Here we go, set, 60 Pittsburgh. They're running it. Lee Griffin.
Fourth down for Cincinnati. They're going to come up empty. John Clements in the option game gets 9 on the carry, and Charlotte is across the 50.
Ready? 60 outlaw. Here we go. Check 52. Let's go. Ready. 50, plant.
First down at the 39 for Charlotte. As we look around the league, and I'm looking in the chat waiting for the correct answer, and I still haven't seen it come across. Chris Curtis on the carry gets it out of the 25-yard line. And Charlotte's putting some things together here. Walker on the tackle. Curtis finding some running room in the third quarter. I'm having to double check my answer because now I'm getting paranoid that I have the wrong answer. 33. There's 32 teams in the league, Dog Nation, but I appreciate your support. And if you do win one of these boosts or drops, you can apply it to your favorite team. So you can feel free to participate even though you don't have a player. Nate Hall is correct. 13. 13 teams are currently unbeaten at home. And Nate Hall's won a +5 boost. Ray 3473, that's a new one, the Gaming Cyborg. Appreciate you participating. For all of the stats around the UFL, standings, leaders, all that good stuff. As Fresno's pass is caught to the 4, finally some action. Muhammad with the catch. Look at lower right-hand corner of the screen. Oh, man, he had to leap forward over the top of the defender for a 51-yard bomb. Clements on a 3rd and 4 completes it down to the 2. Abarazabo, tough yardage. 1st and goal for the Royals. And now red zone for Fresno. Handoff to Squid. He walks in, and the Bobcats have cut the deficit to 4. Portland is across the 50. Down 5, trying to put things together.
Let's go now. 10 Lobo.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
1st and goal at the 2. Charlotte trying to get their first touchdown of the day. Clements back of the end zone. Got it. Touchdown. Charlotte. Abarazabo with the score. It's a 7-point game in Miami. It's a 3-point game in Chicago. It's a 5-point game in Portland. How do you like that? Pylon cam on Abarazzabo's catch. Getting tackled by Murdoch. Flip out from Blackman. He's 16 of 20 for 197 yards today. A huge 3rd down and 5 coming up for Portland here late in the 3rd quarter. Extra point for Charlotte is good. 19-13, 11 play. 75-yard, 5-minute, 36-second drive. Portland is down to the Cincinnati 23-yard line, and Blackman's over 200 yards. Fresno kicking off down 3, needs some defense. Portland's big 2nd quarter kept them in this game. A safety as Guger appeared to trip over his own lineman and did not reestablish himself before the play was blown dead. Gives Cincinnati a 5-point lead. Miami Charlotte starting to trail the 2 games at the bottom of your picture, not by much though. Rob Crone 4 for 7 for 50 yards in the 2nd half. Miami outgaining Charlotte 308 to 223, but the Royals are back in this thing. Rob Crone sacked. Ralph Leopold at defensive tackle is having himself a monster season. Blackman into the end zone, red zone rather, incomplete. Ralph Leopold so far this season. 19 tackles, 6 TFLs, 2 sacks. As Portland wrestles their way into the red zone. Crone to Wild on a 2nd and 20. Now a 3rd down and 14. Conley's got 4 grabs for 83 yards for Portland. He was the right read there for Blackman. Rob Crone all day and sacked again. Charlotte getting after Crone on this drive. Chicago back across the 50 trying to answer Fresno's touchdown, and Charlotte is going to force a punt. They will have an opportunity to take their first lead of the ball game on their next possession. Portland has an opportunity to take their first lead of the game to start the 4th quarter. Eric Guger down to the 5, trying to redeem himself off the safety. 70 yards on 14 carries. All 3 games are 1 score right now. Blackman floats one, dangerous. Ball batted up in the air and incomplete. 3rd and goal for Portland. John Clements has had one of the weirdest days I've ever seen. Started 0 for 3, completed 10 in a row, then was incomplete on his next 3 to end the first half. As Blackman on 3rd and goal rolls out, dumps it off, can't get anything to go. And now John Clements has completed his last 5. Curtis up to 62 yards on 11 carries. Chicago is in the red zone. And for Portland, that series ends in a little bit of a whimper there with an opportunity to take the lead against the unbeaten Vultures, and they couldn't get it done. Clements has completion number 6 in a row. Abarazabo to the Miami 31-yard line. Foster over the middle for Chicago. Down to the 1. Boy, that looked really close. Blackman going for it on 4th and goal. Down 5. Blackman takes off, breaks a tackle. What a play by Portland. What an unbelievable conversion for the Huskies. Portland takes the lead, gets ultra aggressive. Down by 5 in the 4th. A field goal's not going to get you the lead, but that touchdown will. Unbelievable play call and execution by Blackman. Portland has taken the lead in the 4th quarter. Chicago's back in the end zone for a touchdown. They go back up by 9. Dragons playing well. Charlotte is down 6 with the football late in the 3rd, in scoring range with a fresh set of downs heading into the 4th. 2-point conversion for Portland is no good. They now lead 20-19 with 11:11 to play. Make a wish. (24-14) Chicago, and Fresno's got to answer back. Chicago answers the Fresno touchdown with a 9-play, 75-yard drive and a Preston score. Clements now has Charlotte into the red zone, and we can pull some teams out of the red zone. Let's take our audio to Miami, where they're starting the 4th quarter in a 2nd down and 10. 41st offensive play of the day for Charlotte. Handoff to Curtis, trying to stretch it out and break that open field tackle, but an excellent open field tackle at that by Grant Hardaway. His 3rd tackle. Cincinnati now trails. Remember, Cincinnati trailed Los Angeles 19-0 at the half and ended up pulling that one out. They are no stranger to comebacks. Now they're down 1. Clements' pass over the middle is dropped by James Cooley, or knocked away as it were. And now it's 4th down and 10 for Charlotte. And what are they going to do with 10:58 to go in the 4th quarter? Will they get aggressive just like Portland did? Mac Chima, deep ball, and he overthrew a receiver who was trailing out of bounds. What is Charlotte going to do here in the 4th quarter? New set of logic. It is more aggressive in the 4th, and they're going to take the points. 4th and 10 has a lot to do with that. Deep shot for Fresno. That ball is perfectly placed, and it's a touchdown for the Bobcats. Fresno strikes back, and all of a sudden, we got a shootout in Chicago. That is Muhammad again. Deep down the field, powers perfectly to his wideout. And it's a 4-point game again in Illinois. Cincinnati is back on the move. Inside the Portland 50. Chima over the middle. That pass is caught inside the 25. Juke down to the red zone. Charlotte now out of the red zone after they take the points. So you saw that the aggressive play call from Portland happened on about 4th and 5. In the 4th quarter, 4th and 7 or less will trigger that extra aggressiveness. But on 4th down and 10, Charlotte takes the points, lives to fight another day. That would be a difficult conversion. You saw Buck Wild's updated numbers there, 4 for 103. 1st and 10 for Cincinnati in the red zone, under 10 to play, down a point. Wide open, Bovine Jr. from Miami, down the sideline, breaks a tackle. Bovine Jr. is going to score for Miami in a busted coverage. for Charlotte. Puts Miami back up 9 points, and we have major touchdowns all across the UFL right now. 3rd down and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Bovine Jr. with his 6th touchdown of the season. And now Cincinnati has a 1st and goal at the 4 after Murray's 5th grab for 46 yards. 9 minutes remaining. And Miami goes back up by 10. This one goes for 75 yards. The other one went for 84 yards. That is 2 of the top 6 longest passes this season. And they belong to Miami. Chicago back to work. Has a 1st down of their 43. Cincinnati's got a 2nd and goal. 8:12 to go. Play fake. Chima goes down from the blind side. Unclaimed defensive end, Terrain Joseph. Takes it to Chima. He never saw it coming. Lucky he held on to the football. And now it's 3rd down and goal for Cincinnati. Portland is making him work for it. And what would the Miami game be if it weren't for the 2 long touchdowns? Those are Miami's only 2 touchdowns today. That pass in the end zone is incomplete on 3rd down and goal, looking for Murray, who was not able to get the feed in. Now 4th and goal at the 11. I think Cincinnati probably takes the 3 points, just as Charlotte did. Murray with the catch, but could not get the feet down. Yeah, I agree with that, Torillo. It's going to be a difficult edit. That pass out to Curtis, a hospital pass if I've ever seen one. Incomplete, 3rd down and 7. The field goal for Cincinnati is good. It's 4th and goal, or it's 4th and goal field goal for Cincinnati. 22-20 now. The safety's still the difference in Portland. Clements pass wide open on Abarazabo to the Miami 46-yard line. Clements continues to deal. Abarazabo's got 86 yards on 7 grabs. Fresno is desperate for a stop right now, as we have had 3 consecutive drives end in touchdowns in Chicago. The Dragons lead 24-21 with 5:25 to go in the 4th quarter. 7:32 to go in Portland, 9:40 to go in Miami. Deep shot, Clements. One-on-one coverage, and he overshot everybody. Was worth a shot. Did you see the numbers? Eric Guger, 7 for his first 70, and on his last 7 carries has no yards. Cincinnati has shut down the run here in the second half. Foster for Chicago, incomplete. Blackman takes a sack on 1st down. McDade with the takedown. Charlotte is the only team down by more than 1 score, but they have the football. This is a 3rd down and 1 for Chicago. Foster going to throw for it and complete it. Clements got absolutely demoralized in the backfield. That's a 4-yard gain for Curtis. What a brilliant pass from Clements under duress. Fresno just cannot get a stop in the second half. This is a top 5 scoring defense. Clements' throw to Curtis again, and it will set up a 3rd down and short. Fresno only gives up an average of 14.8 points per game, and Chicago is way over that number. Dallas is the number 1 scoring defense in the league. They give up just 13 points a game. Foster's pass is caught, and Chicago is back in the red zone with under 4 to play. Clements, another completion, 20, 15. Abarazzo gets out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Charlotte is back in the red zone. Excellent, Nathan. I will pin it. 4th down and 11 for Portland, and down by 2 with 6:10 to go. I think Portland's going to have to punt this football away.
On the double. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
1st and goal at the 10.
Let's go.
Clements, back to pass, caught at the 4. That is 2nd and goal for Charlotte, 2nd and goal for Chicago. Portland will punt it away and play defense. Foster, oh, what a play by Fresno's linebacker, leaping over the would-be blocker. Foster lucky to be alive. 2nd and goal for Charlotte. Touchdown Royals! They ain't out of this thing yet. Chicago answers with a touchdown again. Unbelievable. Let's go to Portland now, where the Huskies are desperate for a stop, down 22-20 with 5:35 to go. This is getting interesting. That extra point is good for Chicago. Cincinnati's got a 1st down. 5 minutes to go. Just outside of field goal range. Portland getting desperate. Thomas with the catch, 4 for 46. Byleth Thomas, first time we've mentioned his name today. Play fake Chima. Chima, deep shot, and it is incomplete. 20 of 33 for Chima, 229. Miami's are up just 3. Charlotte will kick it deep, play some defense. 6:48 to go in the 4th quarter. Chicago has scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives here in the 2nd half. Chima's got a 1st down. Cincinnati trying to preserve their undefeated season. Hand off to Beletsky as Miami tries to hold off Charlotte. Chad Powers, just 12 of 17, hasn't been on the field much today. 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. Fresno's been playing catch-up basically this entire game, as has Charlotte. Crone throws to Bovine Jr. for the 1st down. Caught at the 47-yard line with 6:12 to go. He's got 110 yards on just 3 grabs. 2nd down coming up for Cincinnati. No huddle here for Fresno. Down 10. They got to move quickly with 2.5 to play. Powers dumps it off, but might actually lose yardage as the receiver had to come back for the football. Another quick hitter. Murray's all by himself at the top of the screen, lower left picture. 29 yards after the catch for Murray. He's up to 73 yards. Powers takes a sack. Miami's got a 1st down, but that is how every screen should be. Look at T. Roy Gaines with the excellent block on the outside. Two minutes left in Chicago. 3rd and 22 for Fresno. It's getting late. Powers was getting ready to unload. He is taken down. 4th and 30 for Fresno. The 5th sack of the day for Chicago, who actually had the least amount of sacks coming into the day. Only had 2 sacks in their first 3 games. That pass is tipped up in the air and caught. Touchdown, Cincinnati! 4th and 30. Fresno's pass is incomplete, but it's the Vultures on a deflection. Lower left-hand corner off the fingertips of one receiver and into Byleth Thomas' hands. Cincinnati goes up 8. And the Vultures' run of incredible plays late in football games continue. 3:12 left. Here's your final question of game night. Who will be the last team to score tonight? Who will be the last team to score? This is for a -5 drop. Leave it in the chat. 3:12 left. Cincinnati on top of Portland by 9. Portland has all 3 timeouts. Foster's got the offense back into the red zone. Looking for more. Chicago can taste their first victory of the season if they get it. Only Florida and El Paso would be left winless this season. Miami is nearing the red zone with 3:43 left. Charlotte is in desperation mode. So is Portland right now. Chicago's in the end zone again for a score. What a second half. That's Smith's second of the day, and the Chicago Dragons look like they're on their way to win number 1. Rob Crone is attacked by Charlotte's defenders. Now it's 3rd down and 7 with 3:06 left. We are monitoring Portland, who has the ball trailing. Miami has a big 3rd down and 7 here, trying to keep the drive alive. And it is short of the sticks. And that pass from Blackman is caught by Price for a first down to the 42-yard line. Logan Foster in the chat, I'm just looking at General here. He says, just watch the Dragons' first W of the season while holding my newborn son. Congratulations to Logan Foster, Ontario Knight, and the rest of the Chicago Dragons. What a day for Foster at quarterback, who just got his first W as a UFL QB. Miami is going to take the points here on a 4th down and 1. They don't want to risk Charlotte's field goal potentially tying the game. Charlotte's going to need a touchdown now. Deep shot for Portland down the field. It is caught, and it's a score. Touchdown Huskies. They are not done yet. And neither is Charlotte. A deep shot from Blackman to unclaimed Dwayne Knight. Cincinnati lost him down the field. Portland trails by just 2. Ron Haynes wanted Miami to go for it there. They chose not to. They could have. Just chose not to. Fresno's quickly out of bounds, but that game is pretty much out of reach. Our focus is going to be on the left side of your screen, where Charlotte has a 6-point deficit. Chris Curtis, 12 carries for 62 yards. Portland is going to need some defense, and Charlotte's going to need some offense. Remember, no spikes in the UFL. 10-second runoff for balls in the field of play, and Charlotte, remember, is down to just 2 timeouts. That pass nearly picked off. Fresno with 52 seconds left, trying to get an extra touchdown on the board. That's Muhammad again. 263 yards for Fresno's offense today, and Muhammad's got 106 of them. 2nd down and 10 for Clements. He'll fire. That is caught to the 37-yard line, and Charlotte will race to try and get another play in before the 2-minute warning. Portland needs a stop. They have all 3 timeouts. They'll start calling them inside of 2:40 in the field of play. But because they have all 3 timeouts, expect Cincinnati to run offense business as usual here, as Charlotte does get the throw off before the 2-minute warning, gets them just a little bit closer. The Royals down 6 with 1:55 to go. Chima, play fake for Cincinnati all day to throw, goes long, it is incomplete. Stops the clock. Portland has a 2nd down and 10. 2 more plays to get off the field. 3rd down and 4 for Charlotte. Clements now 30 of 40, And Fresno has gotten into the red zone with 28 seconds to go. Chima going to throw. That pass is caught at the 42-yard line. First down, timeout. Back shoulder, Charlotte to the Miami 43-yard line. An absolute dime to Dylan Boone. Fourth tackle for Ron Haynes. You can't fault Ron on that one. That back shoulder was pretty. Clements, 1:10 to go. That is caught down inside the 30 to the 26. First down, Chris Curtis with the catch. Al Ingram on the carry. Portland burns their second timeout. It is second down in Oregon. No huddle, 55 seconds, 2 timeouts for Charlotte. Clements on a heater. That is caught by Curtis down to the 16-yard line. Charlotte's in the red zone. Fresno is going to take a sack. Third and goal there. Second down and 6 for Cincinnati. Portland has 1 timeout left. On a handoff. Portland will call the timeout and get the ball back. Clements looking for someone to get open. Can't find anybody. Now takes off and runs and gets out of bounds at the 11. Preserving a timeout with 26 seconds left. Charlotte's at 400 yards. Third down and 4 for Cincinnati. I misspoke. I thought that was third down. Portland still has to get a stop here on third down and 4. Second and 6 for Charlotte. In the red zone, pass into the end zone is knocked away and incomplete. Pass is caught, and it is short of the first down. That was Green having to come back for the football. 2-minute warning, 4th and 3 for Cincinnati. They could elect to go for it, or they could punt it away to try to play defense. Portland is out of timeouts. Charlotte, third down and 6, 20 seconds to go. Clements fires into the end zone. That pass is incomplete. Now it's 4th down. Oh, my goodness. 4th and 6. The game is over in Chicago. Cincinnati is punting away. A field goal can win it for Portland. Now, we have not seen at all this season a team with an opportunity to win the game with a field goal with no timeouts. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out in Miami. 4th down and 6 at the 11. 16 seconds. Clements back in the end zone. A pass is caught. Caught by Charlotte. They're going to tie the game. Charlotte has come all the way back. 14 seconds left. Do a little dance and get down tonight, Charlotte. Clements throws up a jump ball, and the prayers are answered. Calhoun takes advantage of a DB with his back turned. A 19-yard touchdown on 4th down and 6. And now Portland, don't look now, they get the ball out of bounds. 1:50 left. They're on their own 38 already. Charlotte with 14 seconds left and 2 timeouts to spare. They don't call them too early. Portland's got the ball down to the Cincinnati 34-yard line. Phenomenal execution by the Charlotte Royals. Exactly what you want to see. Miami, you just got to tip your cap, but a misplaced coverage there, no doubt. Blackman fires over the middle. That pass is caught down to the 30. Cincinnati, I'm surprised they're not calling their timeouts here. We do have it situationally that they would, in essence, call them because now Portland is in field goal range, but maybe they're not in the range of their kicker currently as Blackman is sacked. 58 seconds to go, sacked out of field goal range. Now 6 seconds left. Rob Crone's airing it deep. The pass is caught by Wild. There's no time left. They couldn't get the timeout. 42 seconds left for Blackman. Down by 2. Emmanuel Blackman all day to throw. Deep down the field, the pass is caught at the 12. First down for Portland, 30 seconds left. Cincinnati has won the game. Cincinnati has won, beating Miami 30-29. Blackman's pass is into field goal range, and Cincinnati did not call a timeout. That is very surprising. something we'd prefer to have happen because Cincinnati wants to get off the field. There's only 13 seconds left. Portland is being aggressive, looking for the end zone in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Okay, 9 seconds left and no timeouts. We got to kick this thing. Win the game here, Portland. They are electing to keep the offense on the field. Down 2, and Emmanuel Blackman takes a sack. They have no timeouts, and Cincinnati's going to win. Oh, from beautiful execution by Charlotte to agony for Portland. A complete mismanagement at the end of that football game, really by both teams. That is not what you want to see, especially to end a game night, but oh my gosh, what a block. If you are a UFL Ultimate subscriber, I promise you, you will never see an ending like that in the UFL ever again. We want to see Cincinnati calling those timeouts late. We want to see Portland recognize that they didn't have any timeouts left and should have kicked the field goal when they had the chance. We're going to do a deep dive on that. That is a very difficult way for Portland to lose that football game, but at the end of the day, it was that safety that ended up being the difference for the Cincinnati Vultures, who remain undefeated. And I promise you, you will never see a UFL game end like that again. We have the power to fix everything. Mostly everything. I guarantee you we can fix that. Tough loss for Portland, but they'll get to improve and continue to improve next week. Cincinnati is 5-0. Unbelievable. Charlotte with an amazing comeback. They execute flawlessly and score on 4th and 6 with 14 seconds left. Miami's pass was caught down at the 10-yard line, but they could not get the timeout in time to kick that game-winning field goal with less than a second to go. We're going to need more than 60 seconds of outro. There was a lot to cover here at the end of this broadcast. Coming up on primetime, Michael Turillo and John Warren with the call of Dallas and Cleveland. Should be an awesome game as the Dallas Talons try to do what Cincinnati just did and stay undefeated. I don't know how they keep doing it, but they keep doing it. What a win for Cincinnati. Miami falls to 3-2. Charlotte improves to 2-3, and the Atlantic is getting very interesting through 5 weeks. Your final scores: Chicago beats Fresno 38-21. Cincinnati survives Portland 29-27. And Charlotte comes back to beat Miami 30-29. Game night's coming up. Thanks for watching. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, and we'll see you next time.